Hey guys, Wanted to Tire here, and here is the second episode of the Civic Type R build. Now, I got a couple things to tell you about today, and I'll get to that right after we get into the engine modification. So, this is, if you remember the last one I was telling you about a blunder that I made, and this is pretty much what happened. You're going to see me going through, I'm going to go, oh, okay, well, ECU tuning, nah, I guess I'll do something else. And I look at the credits I have, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see how much a turbo kit costs, and what kind of horsepower gains I can get from it. I click on it, and I go, okay. And for some stupid reason, I went to go, exit. I wanted to exit out, and at that moment, I was like, no. I clicked on it, and I spent that money, and I did not want to do that. I actually anticipated on making this more of a long and drawn-out process, but when I did that, I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I did not just F up like that. Because I think I had plans to do, I don't know, probably ECU and the stage 1 engine upgrades, and yeah, it was just sort of okay, fine. So I figured, well, I got a turbocharger in it. Let's go right to the big boys and let's race the turbocharged race, and that's what I do. And I was really nervous because, like I said, I had recorded these intentionally to go and put on to Machinima. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe I just did that. So, I mean, you look at the field, you got Lancer Evos and Prezas. That's a 22B. Legacies, more Evos. The 300Z. Oh, my gosh. Even me looking at this right now, I'm like, great. A GTR. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is horrible. When I started out in 7th place. I don't know how the heck. Oh, look at Mercedes-Benz. So, anyways, earlier today, if you noticed, I posted a bulletin on my channel just basically saying that I was apologizing for not putting a video out the last couple of days, and this is why. On Tuesday, and this will go up on the Button Mashers channel, but on Tuesday, Nestel, Topher Rocks, and I recorded our first podcast called The Gamers Roundtable, and this is a podcast, as of right now, it's exclusive to the Button Mashers channel, and what we did is, it was really cool. We just sat down and we wrote down certain topics that we want to talk about, and we spent a long time pre-gaming, if you will, not in the drinking sort of way, but just in the way that we wanted to make sure that we had everything we wanted to talk about planned out on paper, and it went as smoothly as possible. And then what we did is we were like, well, who should our first guest be? And we decided that the first guest should be Jerry, the president of the Button Mashers. So anyways, the next topic came up is well, who should host? And Topher was like, well, either you or Nestel. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll bring it up with John. And so both he and I were like, whatever, doesn't really matter. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to have sort of this, since it is a round table, what we're going to do is, I think maybe the next one I'll host, and then the next one after that Topher will host. And I think every person will get a chance to be the host of the show, because the idea is that there's no one, like a round table, there's no one head of the table. Everyone is equal as their opinions, and and also it's sort of a circular thing. We're gonna try to capture every game. We're not going to specifically talk about, say, Black Ops or first-person shooters for that matter, because we had Jerry on, we actually talked a lot about League of Legends and Minecraft, which is a game that I don't play, and everyone keeps telling me that I should play it. And I did go to Minecraft and I registered for the game, so I think all I have to do is buy it. But I need space on my hard drive. Doing these videos just takes up so much space on your hard drive. It's not even funny. And so what you're gonna notice while you're watching this is that I'm quite aggressive when I'm racing this, and which is probably a bad thing, because I just went from 7th place or 6th place to 9th place, something like that. And definitely something should not be doing, especially since I'm underpowered and getting passed like this. I'm like that Volkswagen Bug on the freeway that everyone is passing and looking at you funny, like, come on, dude, what are you doing on the freeway? Your Bug only goes 25 miles an hour. You should not be on the freeway. That's what I feel like. So anyways, going back on the podcast, the reason why I haven't got a chance to post anything is because we filmed it. We recorded on Tuesday, and I said, oh, okay, I'll handle all the rendering and stuff. And so what I did is I had them send me footage. Well, Topher went up there, and we talked about the Super Bowl, And so he went and got some Madden footage, and then what he did is he sent through Dropbox to me, and so I was able to export it, and then I had to export it 3 times. The first 2 times they like rendered out at like 95 megabytes, and so if you know anything about videos, 95 megabytes is ridiculously small for 10 minutes worth of file footage. I'm like, what's going on? And I had to figure out what was going on, and then John had sent me a couple of files, and those files I couldn't get access to, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. So I spent Wednesday, putting the podcast together. So we got like the intro and the outro and the main body of the podcast, and putting the actual recording through it into the timeline, and then we put the button mashers. It's like a JPEG image. You've seen it before when I put the link videos up there. So anyways, I had that going for in like 51 minutes or whatever. I had to render that, which took a while, and about an hour. Yeah, it was about an hour or so to render the JPEG file. And then so I started adding Black Ops, my own personal gameplay, and I had a lot of my gameplay on there, and I wanted to put, an equal portion of all of our games. The only problem is that I just wasn't getting any. So I spent all Wednesday getting that put together. Not all Wednesday, but during my free time, because I've got class on Wednesdays and stuff. So anyways, Wednesday came and went. I had a couple of things in my own personal life I needed to take care of, and then Thursday came around, and John and I had so many freaking problems trying to get his file to work. And the solution was, and I'm going to do this from now on if I have to get anything from Dropbox, I went right to the Dropbox website instead of trying to download the public link that they sent me, because there's an option, there's a little tab. And so instead of trying to unlock the file, or like open it and try to open it in QuickTime or whatever to get it open, I went to the right side of this file, clicked on the little Dropbox, and clicked download. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, great. I could have like saved myself so much trouble by just downloading the file without having to like preview it or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got his Killzone 3 footage, and I go and I put it in the timeline, and I go and put Topher's, his HD, got that figured out in the timeline. This was all yesterday, by the way, and I was doing this about, I don't know, 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and I wanted to get it uploaded to Dropbox, and I wanted to get an email out to Jerry so we can get it posted up ASAP, because we talk about the Super Bowl, and we've got kind of time-sensitive topics up there as far as like the Super Bowl and talking about Killzone. And anyways, we want to make sure we get out as soon as possible, because we don't want to be talking about the Super Bowl 2 weeks after the game, because it was still fresh in our minds by Tuesday. So then I go last night to render it, and you'll never guess. It just like freaked me out. I was like, what are you talking about? It was 68 hours to render the video on my computer. So I did a couple things. I tried some other things, and it's just like 63 hours was the best I could do. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way. And look at me F up right there. But yeah, 63 hours to render this podcast. And so I took all the video out. I just had the JPEG image, and so that's what I had to render out. And I sent messages to Jerry and John, especially because of we had a hard time with the video, and I need to actually tell Topher is that we're not gonna have video. So we're gonna have a podcast, but it's gonna be kind of like it'll be a still image and us talking over it. So we're gonna work on trying to figure that out for later. But my race is wrapping up. I'll let you guys know when the podcast comes out, and hopefully in the next couple of days the next video for this car build will be out, and you'll see me come at this track again for sort of like retribution, some redemption. And let's see how much we make. I think it's like 28,000. Yeah, 28,000. I was like, heck yes, we are definitely getting this car going. So anyways, guys, that's this video. I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you guys later.